Let the unboxing begin indeed. Hope you guys are doing well. Southpaw Brad here. I had mentioned that on Instagram that I received a package from CGC. I was not I was actually just looking yesterday to see if I could was scanned in, and there was no record of it. So I was like, gosh, you know, I knew turnaround times had been pretty good, and I'm actually pulling up the I wanted to share with you when I actually when the order was submitted. Um so yeah, it was Thursday, November 17th is when this was submitted. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a fan. I used to do these kind of regularly actually. And you were the recipient of that thing. I like it. I'm kind of a fan. Like, hey, just got back from lunch and it's Friday. I don't feel like doing anything yet. Let's check out the stream. So Brian LCS, hope you're doing well, man. Thanks so much. You have earned a vacation for sure after all the work you put into the awards and everything. So we appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. What is going on, Digger Jim? Man, I tell you, I have absolutely loved watching. I'm addicted, in fact, to your the metal detecting stuff, man. I really like seeing that. That's I'm not really like a history buff, but I appreciate that stuff. So I would be pretty excited about finding some of the stuff that you find. So that's really cool. Um, yeah, daytime. Yeah, daytime live stream on a Friday at that. What's going on, Evil Mike? How you doing, buddy? Um, yeah, I appreciate you swinging by, man. Check us on the rewind when you get a minute. Cup of Comics, what is going on? I hope you're doing well, man, on this Friday. You never know on these things, man. I never know if who's going to have time to hop in. That's what I think I did it about 10 o'clock or 10:30. I posted on Instagram that I was going to do this. Yeah, I thought it was spam. I actually got a knock on the door. 62 Lefty Blues. What is going on? That's for sure. Lefties unite, my man. Absolutely. Um, I had a knock on the door this morning, and I had received a notice that there was a FedEx, or excuse me, yeah, FedEx that I was going to have to sign for, and I was like, this is probably a scam or something. This is kind of like the holidays and the season of giving and playing on people's emotions. Unfortunately, is a time when a lot of people get scammed for things. So, yeah, yeah, it's cool. I appreciate it, man. Um, Yeah, we've got me, Will, and Brian are in a fantasy league that we are no, not spam Knox, but it was in so when I got a text message that I was gonna, hey, there's something coming on Friday you need to sign for, and I thought it was kind of weird. And then I got a knock on the door Friday and it was FedEx. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was not, I was like, I had to look at the label to make sure it was supposed to come to me because I was not expecting it. And I looked at the label, it was Sarasota, Florida. So I was like, holy cow. So these books, I submitted 12 books to, and if you look in the comments section of the YouTube video, Erod212, he's a New Yorker and got a YouTube channel himself, got an Instagram, and does a lot of whatnot sales. And I had seen a lot of people talk about his pressing skills, and I said, well, I'm going to send him. I've got 12 books I want to send in. I'm going to send them to him, and he's pretty well booked up, but I wasn't in a hurry to get these back, and so I sent them in and checked in every once in a while just to see how things were going, and yeah, it was. So once he submitted them, it was November 17th. So that was a Thursday, November 17th. And today is Friday, December 9th. So that's a heck of a turn time there. What is going on, Six Face? How you doing, man? I hadn't seen you in a while, Sid. I hope you're doing well. And that's my fault. I'm saying, I haven't seen you in a while because I haven't been around. That's I know you've been around because I see you in chats when I go back on the rewind to catch stuff. So, um, yeah, man, I was super surprised about that. So the moral of the story is, if you have books you want to submit, now's the time. There's not, I remember horror stories, people talking about. Yeah, I hear you, man. That's good to hear. I hear you. I've been focused on work, or focusing the attention that I spent doing this on work. I needed to redirect it a bit. So, um, but yeah, if you've got stuff to submit, now is an excellent time to do that. I would highly recommend you go ahead and do that. Diamond Princess is the queen of sports cards, is in the building, y'all. Say hey to Diamond Princess. And if you haven't seen her stream, she's doing live streams very regularly and got a heck of a crowd in them. So if you haven't checked out Diamond Princess's channel, go give her a look. Good people, and always super supportive. So it's nice when you get a card person who is supportive for the comic book community. We like to dabble in both, but she is really good people, and it's great to see you this Friday. Okay, so I'm going to jump in, folks. Now, I didn't do like these other. This is only my second submission. I've bought slabs, but I've never submitted stuff. If you missed, I did do a previous video, and if you missed that, I'll show. This was my previous submission, which I just got a couple of weeks ago. But a couple of the ones that I got back on that one, we had now I bought this. I mentioned in the video, go back and check it out because it's relatively short. My videos can run long because they're more like hangouts with comic book spec and that kind of stuff. But this I actually bought off the rack back in the day, and I've had it this long. So I submitted this one, and this was a local comic shop who they actually every month they drive books down to CGC every single month. So that it's really nice. I had this one, and as far as spec goes, like I would suspect that we would see this version of Werewolf by Night sometime. So when you speculate on this, the time to buy it isn't when everybody else is doing it. I bought this over a year ago, and I think I bought 4 copies, which are all here. I bought these 4 copies for $22 shipped on eBay. I think it was about $22 shipped on eBay. So, yeah. So I had this one, this one, this one, and this one. So the 4 copies that I bought all came back at a 9.8. So I was super excited about that. So let's see if we can keep that mojo. That's the kind of mojo I like. Let's see if we can keep that mojo going. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I know, man. I miss it. I've just had to focus my attention, unless I'm going to sell comics. I do a terrible job. I'm not a flipper. I don't sell enough stuff to flip. There you go. There you go. I know. Tell me about it, man. I hope I didn't use my mojo up on those 4 books. Thank you so much, Diamond Princess. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's funny. It's been a while since I've done my unboxing videos. In fact, I haven't given up comics. It's just doing the videos, and you'll notice these stacks are significantly smaller. It's because I was running out of stuff to read, so I had to dip into the stash a little bit. So, yeah, that's yeah, we got good folks, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Okay, so let's let's get. I'm not one of these fancy folks who goes ahead and like opens this up ahead of time. I wanted you to get the full effect of the unboxing, and I was hoping my nephew was going to come in. So 22 Comics, what's going on, man? If you haven't checked out 22 Comics, everybody in here has a channel. So if you see somebody you don't recognize, go check them out for sure. 22, I went back and looked at a video of his from like a year ago, and he did pressing techniques, and it's stuff that a lot of people don't talk a lot about. He was just sharing his equipment and what he uses, and I haven't jumped down that rabbit hole yet, but the stuff he used was really effective, so it was cool. What is going on, Empire Comics? How you doing, buddy? Another spec guy who's been, I think you've been focusing on work a little more too here recently. Because Empire's got great content. He's one of the, he would be on my Mount Rushmore of first appearance guys. I like his it takes a lot of preparation and research to give quality information to folks. So Empire is one of the guys who does that and does that very, very well. So if you're not following Empire, check him out. Instagram, I think you've been doing a little more on Instagram recently, but it's good to see you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. I've other than Instagram. It's not one of the, is he one of those sex bots, Digger Jim, that we started seeing in our chats? Good to see you, Mike. Take care, buddy. Have a good weekend. Yeah, good stuff, man. I really Dales of Suspense. Thanks, man. I appreciate you tuning in. You haven't missed anything. So we're just now, I've cut the box open. That's the only thing. And I've given shout outs in the chat. So good to see you, man. Yeah. You're one of the guys I like to watch, dude. And if I see a notification, if I see a new Instagram post, I'm checking it out. Now I haven't forgotten about, we had talked about maybe doing a collab sometime. So I hadn't forgotten about that. And I hope you're not too big for us little 150 subscriber guys anymore, but you might have outgrown the might have missed my window with you, man. You just freaking Empire Comics to the moon. So, all right. I'm relatively new to this, so I'm going to try to do this. I don't know what order I'm pulling these out, but we'll see. Yeah, same here, man. I just got to get through this little stretch. I'm in real estate, so it's like people are freaking out. Yeah, we'll see, man. Like I said, he might be too big for me. I'll have to hit him up on I'll have to hit him up. Sweet. Awesome. All right, so we've confirmed. So once we both slow down, maybe we'll get on that, because I respect we collect a lot of the same stuff actually. So I that's like the old Phil, that's like the old Russian remember the Russian weird comments used to pop up. I saved some of those and thought about doing t-shirts with those Russian phrases on there. So well, it's not quite as bleak. It's not quite as bleak as you might think, but it's yeah, I've had, that's why I've had it. I've got more time than I did in the last year, so that's why I've had to yeah, that's why I've had to focus on real estate, man. And a lot of it's education. Like, I do videos for real estate to tell people, like, look, the sky's not falling. We're going through some things, and it's to be quite honest, in real estate, just to sidetrack for a second, but in real estate, we've needed things to kind of to pump the brakes a little bit on things because prices were, you know, when you have a buyer who's putting offers in and they go through 5 or 6, you know, put offers in on 5 or 6 houses and can't get anything, there's something wrong with that scenario. So, all right, let's jump in, folks. Here we go. 12 books. And I'm just going to, I think I'm doing this right. We'll see. Hey, Contest of Champions. Now I'm going to try to do, I don't know if that's okay. Not bad. Contest of Champions, number 1. And first appearance of White Fox in this one. In fact, she's up here on the cover. There are some other action type covers, but let's see what 9-8. Heck yeah. Good start. I like that. Yeah, that's a sharp looking book. I've had these for a little while. I didn't pay a ton for these. I kind of got out in front of it, and I think this might be a 15 to 20, probably about a $20-ish raw book, I guess. All right. Good start. Good start. Okay, what's next? Oh, look. It's Contest of Champions. First appearance of White Fox. 9-8. Heck yeah. I was hoping my nephew would jump on. I messaged him to let him know he's into comics and he's buying slabs, and we were doing pull lists together, and I'm still doing my pull list. So I don't want y'all to think I've just completely abandoned you. I would never do that. But he's shifted gears a little bit. They just had a daughter, and they just had he's got his second daughter. So first appearance of the White Fox and Guillotine. I didn't even know about I bought it for White Fox. So yes, they have added that 22. So that's nice. That's good. And I guess they both have, yeah, they both say that too. So great. Paco Medina cover. Yeah, I do love that. I do love that cover. That's a good one. So cool, man. Good start. What's going on? Hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate you coming by. Check out Flash by Night Comics, YouTube, Instagram. He is super active and a super nice guy. I got to meet him in Charlotte this year. So a lot. They leave stuff off a lot. So yeah. So all right, let's try this again. Let's go for another one. What we got? Okay, so this is the variant cover with White Fox on the cover, or one of the variant covers. And 9-8, baby. That's her right down there. So that's yeah, that's cool, man. Who did Ron Lim Contest of Champions variant? So, and it also says first appearance of White Fox. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm stoked. 9-8 on the variant as well. Now, gosh, I do have there are some duplicates of other books in here as well. But hey, man, it's just fun to do. All right. So here's why the White Fox is important. She's in Agents of Atlas. So her first appearance is that, and this is their this is the first no, this isn't the first appearance of this team, but there are a couple of first appearances in this one, and this is an important team. They're going to do some stuff with this. So 8-5. I'm shocked. That's very surprising. I'm curious. I wonder what the deal is with that. That's interesting. So I'll have to check. I guess they do the barcode thing now, so I'll have to check. That is really surprising. I've got a 9.8, and it's not a super expensive book. I've got a 9.8 of this. Well, that's yeah, I know, man. I know. Let me know what your book you're sending for Christmas. um Yeah, I guess I'll have to scan that barcode and find out what the deal is. Um, Honestly, that's really surprising on this one because the spine looks great. What about the back? I mean, this back cover is a tough cover, but I mean, there's really not. I don't see anything crazy, so I'd be curious to yeah, I'd be curious to know about that one. Interesting. Well, if I don't hit 9.8s, I don't want to drop quite that. Yeah, I don't see. I mean, that's the spine. I mean, I don't see anything crazy. Little tiny bit of color rub maybe, but I mean, there's no 8.5 is awfully low for what I see or don't see on that book. But it's all good, man. You got to roll with it. Well, I sent it to. It was pressed by Erod before, so I'm curious if yeah, I'm curious if yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I sent Erod's the one who submitted them, so I know it was pressed about as good as it could have been. What is up, Nicks, Kicks, and Comics? Hope you're doing well. Doing a little yeah, so far so good on that Friday thing, buddy. And I hope you're having a good one too. Appreciate you stopping by. So let's see. Up next, Astonishing X-Men, first full Abigail Brand, 9.6. And that's a tough one. That's a tough cover. I've got that. Well, I had bought this. I don't know how much I paid for this, but that's it's just a tough cover to with all that dark red and stuff. It's a tough cover to gauge. There might be a couple things on the back. I mean, more than the 8.5 for sure, unless there was like a page missing out of that Agents of Atlas or so. I mean, if there was not a page missing, but maybe there's somebody wrote on the inside or something of that one. But yeah, that's a tough 9.8 with that. And there are a couple, yeah, there's a couple little things on that one. But yeah, beautiful book, and I love that cover. So all right, let's get that mojo back. Oh, there's the all right. Ghost Rider. This is 30. Well, I'll look when I but it, this has a number. This is a tough book to find. I'm not sure what the census is on this one, but it's a fairly tough book to find. And there are this was first appearances of quite a few new Ghost Rider characters. And basically in this run, they stated that this like there've always been Ghost Riders. It's not just Danny Ketch and all these guys that we've known, Johnny Blaze and that kind of stuff. There's always been a Ghost Rider or multiple Ghost Riders. So this series kind of broke that news. And so you'll find there's several issues in this series that have hey, this is a new Ghost Rider of Tibet or something, something like that. So all right, 9-2. I wasn't sure on this one, but it's just a tough Arthur Sidem cover. He did that whole run. 9-2. I'm gonna look at this one too. There's a couple little things, but not. I mean, but it's just that's just a tough book to find. I think raw they're $30 or so. So yeah, there's a lot. They've introduced they introduced a lot of new characters in that one as well. All right, so let's keep rolling here. Oh boy, Spider-Verse 6. A ton of, I don't know, there's like 6 or so new Spider characters introduced in this one. This is a book that a lot of people like to hate on. A lot of people. So let's see. 9-2 on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a couple little tiny creases and maybe a little bit of color rub on the edge of the, but I like that color. I was buying this because well, when I got back into comics and I was kind of into speculating and stuff, and I saw somewhere that the idea that if you buy a book and it's got multiple first appearances, it's just a good it's just a good practice. You got a higher hit rate, if you got 6 first appearances. And they have the one of the ones, I don't know if she's on the cover of this one, but they just used one of the characters recently in the latest Spider-Verse run. So I thought it was kind of cool. I like the cover. Now there's a lot of haters because people are like, oh, who's gonna, like we're really gonna see Garden Spider and stuff, but you just never know. I mean, it's like, who thought we would see Spider Ham? Raise your hand if you thought we would see Spider Ham. It's like, and it's all about, when you speculate, it's all about the timing of the purchase. I'm not buying these books when they're a 9.8. It's probably about around 800 or 900 now. But it was 12 to 1500 6 months ago. So, but I bought these, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and I bought 4 copies for my LCS, and I bought enough. I was digging through like recent back issues, and there were 4 copies there, so I grabbed all 4, and I take them up to the front with some other books that I was buying, and he said if you get 2 more books, you qualify for 20% off. So I was paying cover price plus got 20% off of those. So I got 4 copies there. And then I went to a local show and got 2 copies in a $2 box. So, I'm not super disappointed in a 9.2. What I've got in it is I'm happy with it. So 2, 3, 4. All right, 5 more, and these will all look relatively similar because I submitted all 6 copies of this to be pressed and submitted to CGC. So let's see. 9-4. We're getting a little better. Maybe by the 6th one, we'll creep our way up the ladder a bit and see. I mean, these are just, so the hate is that, all right, we're not going to see Spider or Garden Spider or all these variants. And the fact is, I mean, we are going to see more Spider characters, 250 new appearances. All of those may not pan out, but I do think there's I don't remember. Hang on a second. We'll double check it real quick. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and there are some cool characters. I mean, I looked through those. I looked through that book when I got it, and there's some cool versions of not Ghost Spider, White Widow. There's some cool ones. There's some really cool ones in there. One who was in the most recent. Let's see. Sun Spider. So Sun Spider, I'll tell you what, I'll share. So this is from let's see. So this is Sun Spider. So this is the recent Edge of Spider-Verse run. So I mean, that is a character that I could see maybe doing something down the road. And their inclusion, it's just like there's never been a character like that. So I don't see why we possibly couldn't see her. So there's a lot of people, I think the people who hate that book are the ones who don't have it. And my whole thing is, all right, something that Marvel never does. All right, this came out during the pandemic, so there's less than 20,000 copies. There's 19,000 something copies. Thank you guys. I appreciate that so much. So less than 19,000 something copies. Yeah, no kidding. There's one thing that Marvel never does, and there's no variant covers on that book. That's the only cover. You buy that book, you get that book. So yeah. Right. And who knows? I mean, there's a lot of ways that could go. I mean, well, and the craziest thing that Sony's doing is we've got a Craven movie where he's a like a conservationist. He's like he's like the Captain Planet of Spider-Man villains. Is what it sounds like. So, all right, so this is my third one. Let's see. Come on. 9-6. All right, we're getting better. So I will take it. So again, 4 of these for cover price plus 20% off. And cover price was $3.99 plus 20% off. And then of course the pressing and so 3 so far. So we've got 3 more. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'm doing this in ascending order, I hope. All right, so another one. This is our 4th. 9-4. So no, there goes that theory. So 9-2, 2 9-4s, and a 9-6. So yeah. I had heard 9-8s are kind of tough to come by. I don't know if it was that series or not, Sid. I remember seeing a uh, Spider-Verse Walmart in Walmart packs. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Okay. All right. I knew one of you fine folks would be on top of that. Yeah, that's cool. I sent these off to Erod. So if you look in the description on the video, Erod212 on Instagram and YouTube, he is one of the best at. So I sent them to him to press and and then he submitted these for me. So yeah, they have been pressed, and he is really good at what he does. So I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, I didn't want to, even the newer books. I'm a fan of. I'm relatively new at this, but I'm not a, well. If you were degenerates, I would say it, but I don't see a single one in here. So I've hung out with several of you in person, so I can vouch for your I can vouch for the credit of your um, the content of your character. So and just all around fun people to hang out with. So all right, so this is the all right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fifth one, and I just showed you that, didn't I? 9-2 again. So I'd heard 9-8s were tough to come by. So I'm just happy to have these slabbed finally. And all right, we're down to the last one, folks. Last one. All right, let's see. 8-5. It got worse. Well, it is what it is. It's so I had 2 8-5s overall. So my only 9-6s were my only 9-8s were the White Fox, and that's the end of that. So that was fun. If we learned anything from this, well, other than you can't get Spider-Verse 6 in a 9-8 is nearly impossible, which is how you command the price tag. I'm going to scan these and I'll report back on Instagram. Yeah, this one had a little thing or two. I mean, God, it's pretty. Maybe a couple on the there's a couple on the back. See these dark back covers, you got to look there too. There are a couple little spots. I wouldn't think that was 8-5 worthy, but there are a couple little things. But if we learned anything other than you can't get those Spider-Verse 6s and 9-8s, it is that if you're thinking about submitting, now's a great time to do it. So those of you who hopped in late, I submitted these, or my presser submitted these November 17th. They arrived at my door this morning. So super excited about it. Regenerous. Yeah, I'm gonna check. I think that's what that barcode is. See, the other thing about so when I submitted these, when Erod did these, I got his discount on so they were $21.60. Excuse me. $21.60 each. And he had just a handling fee. So I highly recommend him. I know a lot of the pressable defects use him, and yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm glad they started doing that. So I'm going to check that and see what we'll see. Well, considering that I checked the submission number and it hadn't even been logged in yet, and I just checked it yesterday. There's no record of these having been received. And then I get a knock at my door this morning and the package is here. So probably next week I should say, hey, your order's been submitted to CGC. So but they're turning these things quickly. So if you've got stuff to submit, now's a great time. Hey, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. It's been a while, and my last video was a CGC unboxing. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to hang out with you guys, and thank you for tuning in. And these, well, the 20-day regular, I guess, would be about in line. And I saw this was regular submission. Sorry, I missed a couple. Yeah, this is regular submission. No fast track. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, I'll go back and double check to make sure I'm subscribed to you. I saw Nick subscribed to Diamond Princess. So that's what this is really all about, man. Let's connect people. Nick, check. She's got a great show, man. She does live pack rips and stuff. And Nick, in turn, is not only very knowledgeable, but yeah, modern tier and just standard turn time. So November 15th, and showed up on my door in showed up on my door this morning. So yeah, no fast track. Yeah. So yeah, Dale Suspense. I'll make sure I'm subbed to you. Name sounds familiar, but I'll double check and make sure. That's awesome, dude. Well, I enjoy your your unboxings as well. So yeah, cool, man. I appreciate y'all coming by. So much fun to hang out with you. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. I've actually got my holiday party for work tonight. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to go relax for a bit and check see if there's any graders notes on these things. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next time. Take care.